Hey everybody, welcome. Suzette Speaks Live on your radio. Thank you for watching.
WNGK.
Hey everybody, good afternoon. How you doing? It's Suzette Speaks Live on your radio. There we go. Suzette Speaks Live on your radio. I'm excited to be here. Happy Thursday. We just enjoyed a wonderful mix. It is Throwback Thursday. Actually, I want to DJ y'all because I really was enjoying the old school just now, and I might put on some. All right, I'm not gonna promise, but I was gonna try to play a few of my favorite rhythms that take us back to a time where dance hall was dance hall. But anyway, good afternoon and welcome. This is Susan Speaks live on your radio. It's a beautiful Thursday. Finally, no rain. We are enjoying a little bit of sunshine here in South Florida. If it's your first time catching me, I'm your hostess with the mostest, an attorney, but also really interested in the community. I love to talk politics, current events, and things that are going on that are impacting us on both a local level and a national level. And one of the topics we're going to cover today, I want to talk about some international news, what's going on in Lebanon and in Israel. I know there are several reports coming out that are disturbing as to what is happening with regards to the attacks by the Israeli armed forces against the group called Hezbollah out of Lebanon. Apparently, during the recent attacks, pagers that were being used by the group were set off remotely, killing dozens of people. And now they too, which was yesterday, another attack came through actual walkie-talkies. So people who were holding the walkie-talkies, people who were using them, were in fact injured gravely when they were detonated again by the Israeli armed forces. And I think why this is important to us over here is that this could precipitate a war at any time, right? This is a what human rights watchers are calling a grave violation of human rights and what has happened there. Watching video online about how these attacks took place, it's harrowing. And again, the Israeli army not knowing who actually had the pagers and who actually had the walkie-talkies. Unfortunately, there were children who were injured and others. But the top story today has to do with none other than Mr. Sean Diddy Combs. This is still what the internet is talking about. Sean Combs being arrested. Some would say finally. Again, I'm using the commentary that is being discussed, or the way it's being discussed on social media and in the news. There are people that seem to think that this is far overdue. But I will start the discussion today. And if you want to jump in the discussion, of course, we have some new information that we want to share with you about the Diddy case. If you can care less, hey, don't worry. We're going to, like I said, switch to a little bit of local politics. And I got to touch on the international piece because we all are talking about what's happening in Gaza, but what just happened over the last 2 days, many watchers are saying is grounds for a bigger war in the Middle East. And then during the presidential election that we have here in the United States, it's going to be even more important that you vote for people that you think are going to maintain the United States stance the way you think we should position ourselves internationally when we see two countries that could be on the brink of disaster, of war, quite possibly due to the recent attack. So I want to talk about it. I'm not going to spend long on it. I know everybody want to talk about Diddy, Diddy, Diddy. You know, the Facebook, the Instagrams, the TikToks, everything is about Diddy right now. I first want to show my respect to the many victims because the reason why, and the people are saying people knew about this for 10, 20, 30 years. Why is everybody acting shocked? But it seems to me that if it was not for the strength of one of his victims, that we wouldn't even be talking about this. And I'm wondering if you're like me, if you believe that if Cassandra Ventura, known better R&B singer Cassie, known better by her stage name Cassie, had not brought her lawsuit to the forefront, because again, though that lawsuit that we heard about earlier this year, Cassie's lawyers and Diddy's lawyers were going back for several months, going back and forth to try to come to a resolution. Now, her lawyers say, he offered the $30 million settlement. She's saying, he's saying that she requested it through her attorneys. However, the settlement came about, if it was never made public, if she basically did not drop the hammer and file the lawsuit publicly, they've been going back and forth. They had not reached an agreement. They were not able to reach an agreement before she, on one of the last days of New York statute that had allowed for a 1-year period for victims of sexual violence who had not seen recourse, regardless of the statute of limitations, could file a lawsuit. If she had not actually filed the lawsuit, will we be in this position today? Would the feds have knocked on a New York hotel room to bring in Sean Diddy Combs and to finally hold him to account for charges including racketeering and sex trafficking? The seriousness of these counts, as an attorney, we're going to have a little debate today about whether or not he should have been denied bail. He was initially denied by the arraignment judge, and then a secondary request for an appeal. The second judge also denied it and said, no, you're going to stay behind bars while you await your trial date. I'm going to play a little bit of the audio from his attorney. Of course, Mr. Sean Diddy Combs is maintaining his innocence. But what the New York Southern District attorneys have laid out in front of the public, and what people don't understand, y'all, is as an attorney, you see when the feds come and they start with a few, is like 3 charges. What will tend to happen is there are other witnesses now that will feel emboldened, who will have information that they now want to offer. So the charges actually, as they stand, could change. They can in fact grow based on what this attorney, the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Southern District of New York, decides, and what new evidence and new witnesses come forward. But they said after interviewing some 50 witnesses, and again, we remember, if you watch news, that there was a raid on his Miami mansion as well as one in Los Angeles. And again, not too speculative now, because we're starting to see evidence. We had already seen the tape that was released of Sean Diddy Combs laying hands on his former girlfriend, and it corroborated a lot of what was in her lawsuit when she filed it. And again, it was settled the very next day. I remember I was on Roland Martin's show as a panelist, actually being asked about it as a reporter, and I said they're most likely going to settle. They're most likely going to settle because it's too much that can come out in the testimony that and based on what she has offered and said she had evidence to corroborate. It's too much risk to allow that into the public domain. But her lawsuit was filed, and a lot of it was in the public domain for that 24 hours. And then quickly, Mr. Sean Diddy Combs's legal team decided to settle, as I had predicted. And I was wondering if you guys believe, I think I don't know if there will be a plea offer here. That's really up to the prosecutors, because of what the evidence is already reflecting and what the evidence is already showing. And based on the witnesses that we know, witnesses that have come out just, informally, and of course, under oath now, the grand jury came back, and we see a full-blown case against Sean Diddy Combs. And some people are saying it's too harsh, including his attorney. Of course, that attorney is paid to say so. It's too harsh for him to remain behind bars. This is Suzette Speaks, y'all. If you're just joining me watching online, shout out to everybody. Tiana's watching online. Big up yourself, Tiana, on my YouTube, Suzette Speaks Live, on your radio, Voice of the Caribbean, I Radio, Talking P. Diddy. I also want to talk about what's going on between Israel and Lebanon. It's some real touchy international politics right now that the U.S. is in the middle of. And if you're not paying attention, it's something that you ought to know, because it could lead to war. And I don't want to, fear monger. But as I've been watching the news over the last 2 days and what these attacks by the Israel Defense Forces have led to, which is covertly putting bombs inside of pagers that were used by their enemy, as they call it, Hezbollah, which is an arm of what Israel would call a terrorist organization. And they detonated these pagers in mass hundreds of them, injuring people, killing people, and they went back and did it again with a second round of attacks through walkie-talkies, where gunpowder basically was put next to the battery, and they were able to give a remote command to detonate walkie-talkies. That happened yesterday during the funerals of the people who had been killed and had been slain due to the beeper attacks. You remember pagers? Pagers, beeper, everybody know what I'm talking about. Young people might not know. But the beepers that they used. And what Human Rights Watch groups are saying is that they didn't know who actually had the beepers on them. One little girl who was killed, she was sitting next to a table with a beeper on it. And that attack was so deadly. There are many who are watching the Middle East and really believe there could be counter attack and an escalation of what is already a very tense situation in Israel with Gaza and now on its northern border with Lebanon against a group called Hezbollah. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but we're going to stick with Diddy. Good afternoon. I see you watching online. Big up everybody who has downloaded the Voice of the Caribbean app. You can take us with you, y'all, on your phone, in your car, wherever you are. This is Suzette Speak Show Live. I come on every Thursday, Friday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. with news you most certainly can use. We follow pop culture and stories that are trending on social media. And again, I could not start my show today without talking about some international news when it comes to the war in the Middle East, or what could be, I should say. It's a conflict, they're going to say. Excuse me, let me recharacterize this as a conflict, but it could precipitate, it could lead to the way the temperature is so hot right now, especially what has just occurred with the attacks by the Israeli army on the terrorist group, they as they would call it, Hezbollah, as they say. It was ravished. They were embarrassed, and if you watch some of the video, it was very hard to watch. Can you imagine having a pager on your body or a walkie-talkie in your hand, not expecting to be attacked through a device detonated remotely from your pager or from your walkie-talkie? Right now, they said people in Lebanon are getting rid of their laptops, any electric devices. People right now are in fear of their lives because it has killed several people in this attack. And we're talking about it because, again, in the midst of a presidential election here in the United States of America, you got to think about who you want leading you when it comes to international conflicts, international relations. And if you don't think it's going to possibly roll over, it will into the next president. So when we're voting, we have to think, right? We have to think about what we need in a leader to tackle the type of harrowing conditions in the Middle East that we are now facing. And we're going to get an update on that. Let me play a little bit. Let me find the audio from Sean Diddy Combs. We're talking about Sean Diddy Combs. Do you believe that he should have been granted bail? I see online Tiana said no, no plea offer. In her opinion, that Diddy will not get a plea offer. If you want to call in, you can tell me your opinion. 850-446-0562. Susan Speaks on your radio every Thursday, Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. on Voice of the Caribbean, INI Radio. Big up Mike and Mike. Big up Miss Chin. Big up to all of the Voice of the Caribbean family. And I wish I could DJ because honestly, the vibes I got driving over here to Thursdays are what we call throwback old school Thursdays. And we have a caller live. Let me see what the caller I say. Good afternoon. Caller, let me make sure I can do the board and talk to you. Hold on, you're on the live. Good afternoon, caller. I am fantastic. I want to hear what you have to say. Tell me.
Last time after the way we chat and we spoke about the leopard never changed back.
Yes.
I'm that person that we should never get there. I'm sure we all heard of the word karma. Reason why you're not supposed to get bail, he's gonna bribe. You will be attempted to bribe all the witnesses.
Yeah.
But that's right. Said we don't need your jet and we don't need your mansion. We need to keep you here.
Yeah.
So you don't be conversing with anyone on the outside. Thug is always a thug. Jacket and tie doesn't make you a decent person.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are thugs. And a lot of people names are gonna call.
That's the next thing, Carl. I was just gonna ask, who do you think will also be implicated? We're gonna get to that in the second half of the show, but go ahead.
A lot of names gonna be called. There goes Hollywood. A lot of names gonna be called. Believe me, they're gonna see this cookie when it's crumbled.
My God. So do you think this is it? Diddy is definitely serving jail time, in your opinion?
Yes, he is over and done.
Wow. Wow. Well, like I said, I'm grateful that you have called in. You did have when we first discussed it, when he first got the raided homes, and you gave me some great insight. You gave our listening audience some great insight. Any final words? We do have another call I want to get to. Kay, I see you on the line. Final thoughts?
Okay, so let's wait and see what happens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
And as well.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for calling. Let me get to the next caller. Good afternoon, caller. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Good. Your thoughts on the Diddy trial today?
So I think that it's supposed to be innocent to proven guilty.
That part is true. In our legal justice system, you are presumed innocent. Absolutely. So you think the court of public opinion has jumped into conclusions too quickly?
Yes, I mean let the system try the case and see all the evidence, and then we can talk about how guilty he is. Even if we think he's guilty, let it play out in the court system.
So you're not team guilty because of the whole heap of what them say, thousand buckle of baby oil and thousand buckle of lubricant and the kicking down Cassie K. The video that we saw of him in the hallway kicking down Cassie.
That is totally wrong, but he, he, he should have paid the girl and it would be like this. But I'm not going to get up and start to judge him what he did. Let the system put him guilty. Let the jury find him guilty, and that's it. Because then we're not gonna have a good jury now to see what's going on with this guy. I'm not gonna say he's guilty. He might be guilty, but that's not my place to say. Let the courts do their job. But I'm saying,
I understand your point. I understand your point. Thank you for your call, Carla.
okay,
She said, let the court system play out. We are making too much presumptions. And I hear that opinion again, we see on social media because of the nature of the charge trafficking other human beings against their will. That is what he's charged with. This is all allegation. And yes, also as an attorney, I respect this court system. It's not perfect, but you are entitled, thank you God, to your day in court, unlike many countries where you get a dictator, a ruler that just points at you and say, nope, you're guilty, off with your head. I agree with you. We have a system for a reason. And we have a court of law where you're supposed to get due process, right? Your ability to present your case, your ability to present the facts as you see them, right? Evidence as you see it. But others would argue against you, sis, and ask, how much more do we need to see? Because of what the U.S. Attorney's Office out of the Southern District of New York has stated. And I'll play a little bit of the press conference for those of you who are just tuning in. Suzette Speaks Show Live. We talk about interesting stories and trends and topics that are popping online and on social media. Of course, news you can use. We usually give you a little bit of politics as well. But today, the main story we're covering, and I see you online watching. Big up everybody watching on the app, the Voice of the Caribbean I&I Radio app. You can take us wherever you're going. You can watch me also on the Instagram platform. We're live on the YouTube side. So wherever you are, we want to be a part of your day-to-day life. And you're going to enjoy the mix today. Throwback Thursdays is one of my favorite days on this station. You hear me? When I was driving in and I heard all them old time tunes, I love old school dance hall. And I'm talking about classic reggae. We got Lisa B right after this too. So if you're not tuned in, especially today, get your drive time mix. When you're driving home or you're in your office, make sure you tune in because today is sweet, 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 sweet radio. If I could DJ, I would give you a little taste of it, but I can't. But today we're also talking about what's happening in the Middle East with the Sean Diddy Combs case is the real topic of discussion within our chat groups, our text messages. If I get another meme online, big up the people watching, my Facebook family, my YouTube family. If you don't know, if you've been under a rock, and we're gonna have to take a little break, but we're gonna come back more with your calls as well as what you think about what is transpired so far with the Diddy case and how you think it will ultimately end. Right now, the two judges have denied Mr. Sean Diddy Combs bail release while he awaits trial. Instead, he will be in custody in a jail cell. And while he's waiting, of course, he offered $50 million as collateral. He offered to turn over his passport, his kid's passport, not to have any contact with women, to have a visitor's log at his house. He made a sweet, if you will, deal and tried to sway the judge and say, let me out. I am not a risk, but no, the court found that, in fact, he was a risk to society and he was denied bail. Listen, people get arraigned every day. It's only because he's a celebrity now we are paying attention and we're hearing the process of how it plays out. But this happens each and every day. People are arrested, people are brought before a judge, and the judge makes a determination as to whether they will have pre-trial release, meaning they will be free on their own, as we say in the legal field, reconnaissance until their trial date. But based on these charges, the sex trafficking charges, the racketeering and conspiracy, Mr. Sean Diddy Combs, the $50 million was not enough to prevent his pre-trial detention. I want to know your opinion. I want to know if you feel that was fair. And I also want to know what you think the outcome of this trial will be. Will we see it go to trial? Will he try to plead out? Do you think the prosecutor's office will offer a plea? Or do you think they want to see it go to trial and for all the testimony to come out? I don't know. There's a lot more I got to say about this. This is Suzette Speak Show live every Thursday and Friday, 1 to 2. Stay locked. More right after this.
Event is sponsored by this radio station.
Flow Jam Legal provides legal services in areas of immigration, family law, personal injury, Jamaica probate,
I'll
and
give you
real
a
estate
chance when we come back from
Agent
commercial, okay?
is available 24 hours a day,
Holla, stay
365
locked.
days a year via email at info@flowjamlegal.com, 600 South Andrews Avenue, Suite 405 in Fort Lauderdale, and
Hopefully they stay
4727 North University Drive in Lauderdale, 954-358-2020. And in Jamaica at the Dunrobin Plaza, 30 Dunrobin Avenue, Suite 10, telephone 876-755-4594. Office hours Mondays through Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays by
Shout out to everybody
appointment.
watching
That's
online.
Flow Jam Legal
We're
team
back
for
right
your
after
kind
these coming
sponsorship to
commercials.
WCTV
More show to
Radio.
come.
Take
Don't go
Broward
nowhere.
County Transit to where you want to go. Plan your
I'm gonna
next
pull up the
outing with
press
the
conference so you guys
BCT.
can hear
It's
it.
affordable, easy, and
I'm gonna pull up the press conference so you guys can hear it. Stay locked. We're going through our commercial break, and then we'll be back more. I see you online, Blaze Brown. Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate it. This is a hot topic, so I'm gonna be probably touching it again tomorrow. We'll see. All right. Appreciate you guys locked in.
where you want to go. Thanks for your support of this radio station.
Stars amongst Legend Music Festival and Blender Production presents Blender's 70th birthday celebration on Sunday, November 24th with live performances by Hamilton.
I gotta get my clips queued up, so I appreciate you.
Dragon King, and many more on Sunday, November 24th at the Miramar Readiness Center. Until 10 p.m. Pre-sold tickets
We know that you
More info 754-470-3281.
Oh, you is wanted up. I'm gonna try to play some music too for y'all. Ha! Let's go. I see you, Doug. Thank you, RM. Thank you for watching. Let me get some of this.
Accounting Service Incorporation to avoid severe criminal and civil penalties.
I'm gonna try to play a little old school reggae for my people while we talk Diddy.
When your business was formed, BMG Tax and Accounting Service Incorporation is here to assist you in determining your filing deadline and completing the process on your behalf. File before your federal deadline.
All right, I'm trying to multitask. I got callers waiting. I'm trying to talk to y'all.
289.
We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this.
BMG Tax and Accounting Service.
We got this. We got this. We got
501
this.
West Oakland Park Boulevard. Suite
All right.
202.
Couple more commercials. Ready to go.
954.
Hope everybody's doing well. I am rocking the board, rocking my music, rocking the commercials. So we are live in about 2 minutes, another half an hour or so. Would love to see your comments online, or I can put the number in so that you guys can call in. Where is the number? Here's the number if you guys want to call in too online. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching.
Bolton.com 954-275-3850. Sponsored by Marlon Bolton, nonpartisan for Tamarack Commissioner District 1.
Teddy Upholstery, specializing also
Shout out
both
to everybody
sofas, chair beddings, and lots more. For more information, Teddy can be reached at 561-929-5234 or emailed at teddyupholstery@gmail.com. Teddy Upholstery is located at 5618 Northwest 8th Street, Margate.
Thank you for your support to this radio station.
Miami Pro and Junior Carnival 2024 on Family Day. Presented by TD Bank and hosted by Visit Lauderdale and the city of Lauderdale on October 5th. Gates open at 1 p.m. at the Central Broad Park, 3700 Northwest 11th Place, Lauderdale, Florida. Junior Steel Band Competition.
Almost done with our commercials, and then we're live. Big up everybody listening. Wagwan. I had 2 callers. They are waiting. This is Suzette Speak Show live every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on Voice of the Caribbean Radio. I have to get back to my caller. She was on the air just now. She called back. So I want to hear what she has to say. Carla, I'm bringing you right back. Yes, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. So they're going to give him, he hasn't been convicted before. He's not a felon. So they're going to give him a plea deal. Because I watch a lot of TV court and crime scene things. He's going to get an offer.
Mm-hmm.
And if he don't take that offer and the jury find him guilty, then he might not stand up to the daylight again.
Very, very good observation.
So that's the thing what I'm saying. Now, on the bond, he could get a bond and be on house arrest, where he wear the ankle bracelet and he don't get to move around. He could have had that as well too. But he's not above the law, not because he's a celebrity. He have to go in there like poor people do as well too.
That's right.
Rules for each and every one of us.
So your prediction is that he will be offered a plea deal.
Yes.
And that go ahead.
And then if he don't take it and he let them spend all that money and go to trial, then he might be in being never see a daylight again if he's found guilty. But if he takes the plea bargain and he might get a little chance and do some time in the pen, but he'll still be, come out or whatever. But if he knows within himself that he is guilty and he messed up and missed that plea offer, he's going to be in a whole bunch of trouble.
Thank you, Carla. So, thank you. I'm going to let you go. I do have somebody else on the line. Let me get the other call before I respond as well to what you're saying. Thank you again, sis. All right. Also on the line. Good afternoon, Carla. What's your opinion on the Diddy case? Wagwan, my brother.
Wagwan. So, before the case, remember the tell you, I never want to shake hands.
Yeah.
But you step up presidentially and look good. with that, and that still give her a bounce. Fuck with this now. You know what you do for me.
Tell me.
Cause you have some aggressive caller coming like the one with the man before the lady.
Yeah.
More you play a disclaimer when some aggressive people attack. The views is not the views of my bridge and my station.
No, it's not. It is not. And again, let me clarify.
It's the views that, yeah, that's make, when you hear anybody come at them aggressive and thing, make sure you play a disclaimer.
I got you. Will do.
Come now, nobody come rush my virgin station for the last two, you know.
No.
It's a different kettle of fish that.
All right. So let me do the disclaimer right now. All views of callers do not necessarily reflect the views of this station or of Suzette Speaks. Let me put that in there too. So all of my callers, again, we have not seen a plea. I was just going to clarify, even though my previous caller was talking about him taking a possible plea, there has been no plea offer. This is in her opinion that based on her knowledge of what she watches on Core TV, again, we want to keep it factual. There has not been an offer of any plea. But in her opinion, she believes there will be, and that if he does not take it, that he could face a lot of time behind bars. That was her opinion, and I agree. And I guess I will put that out there for everybody. These callers are calling, making sure they represent their own opinion and their own beliefs. It does not represent the beliefs of this station or its ownership or me, the host, Suzette Speaks. All right, go on with your opinion.
Yeah, man, because you know what, man. She have some points there. Say he's not found guilty. Him have him trial for go through and then everything can happen after. But the next man sentenced him already, you know.
And what?
For this, you know.
Who's that?
The man before this, you know. Sentence is them done.
Oh, the previous caller.
And sentence your previous guy. Remember? Done, gone.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah. So, you know, this thing, you know, this thing are big enough so that. So, all you, me want to protect you too.
Understand?
You understand me? I said, this thing is big. For a whole heap of ends, I go roll. Anyhow, things don't go the way you're supposed to go. But they could just watch it. I watch you for watching now. I listen for listening. I watch for watch. He who listens a lot will learn. Good listener will learn.
So I'm gonna read this comment. Thank you, caller. And do you think there will be other celebrities that are implicated in terms of the behavior, the racketeering, the sex trafficking, the things that have come up in this indictment? And I'm gonna play a little bit of what the U.S. attorney had to say for the Southern District of New York. Do you think other people name is gonna call, like big time celebrities and politicians and stuff name gonna call?
See some picture and some video and some people and see how get the police them with the man there.
Yeah, man, big people were in these parties.
Man, they have some clips, so them run something. You know, see some people, you say them ever slow them down. You say them ever slow them down and drop one of them, see them thing there. Serious situation. That's all me I say personally.
So
The name for God.
So you also say innocent until proven guilty?
Well, we don't know. So I said the system still, you know. But in your own opinion, you can see say something this serious. You know what? Put anything out there on your name, I tell you, shoulder.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah, no, we also maintain that Mr. Combs has denied all charges and that in fact he will get his day in court. But in the meantime, and we can't control what is said in the court of public opinion. Again, in the previous caller's opinion, she described that she felt like a jury would in fact be tainted because of everything that's being said and all of the speculation and all of the rumors, right? We don't really want to deal with rumors and innuendo, but there's people out there that know what happened and when it happened, and there are victims out there sitting down there. They're talking, to the actual authorities. Sometimes when it come out like this, there are other people who feel emboldened, who then contact the U.S. Attorney of the Southern District of New York, and then exactly, and they too build more of the case. I see you online. A commenter, Blaze Brown says, in my opinion, there may be more people apart from the unfortunate Diddy situation. There are no other people spoken thus far. I see you online, Thank you, Blaze Brown. Again, big up people watching on the YouTube, on the app, on the Facebook, on Instagram. We are worldwide here. Voice of the Caribbean, I Radio. Susan Speak Show. We're covering some topics today, including the Diddy case. I have a caller. Go ahead, Carla.
All the people are fresh out there, I can tell you that right now.
People who was involved in the parties, they worried. They were worried real bad.
People are afraid.
Well,
you have to take the honey. But if you watch you are going and listen here.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Blessings to you, sir. All right. Well, we have the phone lines are now open. 850-446-0562 gets you right in touch. Susan Speak Show live on the radio talking about the updates of what's going on. I did have a clip of Shine. You remember Shine? My boy. Oh, actually, that's Barrington Lee. I'm sorry, I'm loud. So you remember Bad Boys in the Corner? That's dangerous. You know that song, right? Shine, who has gone on into politics in Belize. He was asked about this case now too, and I want to play a little bit of a clip. Let me start with what was said in the charges that were laid out. Let me give you a little taste. If you're not following this, I don't know where y'all at. But everybody is talking about the Diddy case right now, what may happen, who may be implicated, what other witnesses there are, etc. So let me go ahead and lay out a little bit from the U.S. Attorney's mouth, from the U.S. Attorney's press conference, I should say. The United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York had a press conference a couple days ago now, and it has laid out the charges, and I'll play it for you now. All right. Let me try it again. Let me see, the volume is up. Hold on 1 second. Volume is up. All right, pause that. Let me try to see if I can troubleshoot this. If not, we'll go ahead and read. I'll read it out, and that'll be a little easier to make sure you guys hear it. So, according to CNN, Sean Diddy Combs will remain in federal custody ahead of his trial on racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges after his lawyers failed on Wednesday to appeal to a judge to appeal a judge's decision to deny him bail. Prosecutors had argued he was at risk of obstructing their case, and in his ruling Wednesday, Judge Andrew Carter said there were no conditions that reduced the risk of witness tampering and obstruction. The hip-hop artist is facing charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty. Let's go to another Carla. Carla, you're live. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for calling in. Let me know your opinion. What's going on in your mind as far as the Diddy case is concerned? Hold on, Carla. So you saying you've been to Diddy parties? referring to Cassie Ventura. I agree with you to that point. I honestly believe if the Cassie lawsuit that laid out all of these allegations throughout their relationship and beyond of sexual violence and I can't use the word here, but assault, right, against her will. We're using substance and things like this to force people and video them and blackmail them and all of this stuff. If she had not filed that lawsuit and it had not made the light of day, we might not be watching this court hearing as we are now. Yeah. So let me ask you this, Connor. Let me ask you this. So you think there are going to be other celebrities implicated, or you think that they're going to offer him a deal, or you think he's going to try to plead? What you think going to happen? And he's going to get a lot of visitors. They're going to say, and he knows exactly what happened. Because if he starts spitting names, judges, attorneys, and all the English actors, all so he's going to give a plea deal, and the plea deal is just going to say, hey, give us 2 names, give us 3 names, and all that is give us 2 soft, tender names. You're the attorney. I know. You start singing like they say that he gonna be singing like Takashi, right? Takashi 6ix9ine, but I made no joke still. But no, I was talking to a friend girl. She said, said Diddy, I gonna start talking all kind of thing to get him out of this thing because it's really scary actually. How many people potentially? I'm talking about from J-Lo, Jenny from the Block days. I'm talking about from them old time days. A lot of people been in the Diddy circle, and a lot of people didn't want to be in Diddy circle. He was the kingmaker. People don't understand. You see the man? No, but I'm talking about at his height of his professional accomplishment. People, it was like he could make or break a career. People say, how come Cassie could stay there? At the time, she's a pity to him. And as a person who wanted to become, the R&B singer that she had always dreamed of becoming, this man promised you the world, and then next thing, backhand you, choke you, drag you down hallway, blackmail you through videotapes and all kind of pictures and all kinds of stuff to exploit and keep you in his control. There's a lot of this is about power. When it comes to domestic violence and things like this, it's not all about necessarily the sexual act. You understand? It's the power over you that you can't. I'll look you in your face when I'm looking at some of the clips, the interviews he gave in the past. He sat down with Noriega. And when him talk about Noriega, hey daddy, and this, daddy, and when him talk about like Meek Mill and some of these men, and how he's like talking in code to them in their face on the camera, where he's like, I love to see you squirm, daddy, or I'm paraphrasing them thing there. I mean, I look at and I'm Buju Banton in the room and other people in the room and look up and fabulous and look up and I'm saying, but how much damn going on? This man been trying people for years, and I think to want to be close to celebrity, to want to be associated with somebody so bad. I remember after that shooting, J Lo was like, "I'm out." J Lo was trying to hang with him, and Jenny from the block with him. And after that, after he had that first big court case, she was like, she went totally pop. She went Ben Affleck. She said, I can't run with this. And nearly, brought her career down. But a lot of people, yeah,
Go to jail.
she nearly went to jail. Absolutely.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't understand that I give you my name off the air.
No, man, don't talk the business. We're not going. I trust that what you're saying is you have seen the underbelly. You know that these things do exist, and what people are hearing in the allegations and what people are seeing in the indictment. It can in fact happen because it did happen. There are places that these things do take place, and like I said, nobody keeps thousand bakla baby oil. Why you have thousand? It's not illegal. It's not illegal to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil. But for one man, for a thousand buckle baby ready, man, I don't know. I appreciate your insight, caller. Any final thoughts?
No, my final thought is people need to stop watching TV and look and listen to the fact. And look, because in this world, if you look like California and you got $15 million and up, you're in a different league. You can do any kind you want to and get away with it. And people don't understand that. It's not about your color, it's about the money.
Green. The green talk.
You have greens, you have grease,
Yeah, yeah.
And so a lot of people don't understand. Look at what the person has been doing for so many years and get away with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you. Yeah.
Come from Jamaica, and I think that Jamaica. This is not Jamaica. This is the United States of America.
100%. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Take care.
All right, my dear. Well, listen, we don't have no more time for call. I think I'm going to continue the conversation tomorrow because this is a hot topic still. There's more information. Like I said, I can't even play the clip of Shine, former bad boy artist from Belize, now a politician, rose above his jail time. There are people now who all are very, very forceful in their opinion. And I do agree that everybody deserves their day in court. But there has been a lot of smoke. When my mama used to say there's smoke, there's fire. When I look at Cassie, and I agree with you online, big up Blaze Brown, listening on the YouTube side, says kudos to Cassie for her bravery. May Cassie and her family be protected. I hear you, especially when it comes to, the nature of who could have also been involved and therefore implicated. I agree with our caller that a lot of people participate in a lot of stuff and they never thought it was going to see the light of day. But in order to get his freedom or try to better negotiate, maybe, and I don't want to call it Epstein because there are several people in my circle who have said, yo, this reminds me of Epstein. He's going to hurt himself. He's going off himself. There's no way he can get out of this. I don't want to make those speculations, right? He is vehemently denied his attorney in the press conference. Sometimes I don't know about this attorney. His attorney, what's his name? Figlio. I got Figlio. Let me see his attorney name. Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, maybe that's it, says the fight continues. He said it's inhumane, that's according to Diddy's attorney, for him to be in the prison and to be denied bond twice. He appealed it. The second judge also said he is a risk to society and a flight risk and has now kept him in custody. We're going to continue the conversation. Y'all know I'm here from 1 to 2. Again, Sean Diddy Combs, 54, faces a sentence of up to life in prison if convicted. His next court appearance is tentatively scheduled for October 9th. Combs's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, told CNN, again, he plans to continue to try to appeal for his freedom. Again, he lost that appeal. He will remain behind bars, even after offering a $50 million bail proposal. The judge denied it. So Agnifilo, of course, as his attorney says, I'm not going to let him sit in jail a day longer than he has to. When he was in court, it was noted that Mr. Combs had very little reaction to the ruling. When asked about Combs's apparent lack of reaction to the ruling, Agnifilo, his attorney, says he's a stoic guy. in his manner. He's been through a lot in his life. Prosecutors allege Combs created and ran a quote criminal enterprise through his business empire that engaged in crimes including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson. We can't even get into that because the U.S. attorney did not answer questions on that when giving his press conference a couple days ago. And he also includes bribery and obstruction of justice, according to the federal indictment. A lot more to come. The music mogul, again, is being held by himself at a special housing unit in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. That place, actually, I want to talk about more about that place. They say it's infested with rats and roaches and other things going on with that specific detention center. But Mr. Combs will remain there in custody after another judge denied his bail. So what will come of this case? We're going to continue the conversation. I appreciate everybody watching online and my listeners all over. From Miami, you can listen 94.3 FM. From Fort Lauderdale, you can listen 102.1 FM. North Miami, what's up? Dania, Hollywood Beach, what's up? 102.3 FM. Orlando, Lake Mary, Winter Garden. Big up yourself all the way up in Central Florida, 99.7 FM listening. And I appreciate y'all watching online. Again, Vero, Port St. Lucie, we're not leaving you out. The family is always there for you. 105.3 FM. This is a family of stations, and we appreciate the love and support. This is a throwback Thursday, y'all. Old school Thursday coming up. The mix. I will play some. I was gonna play the Brookout rhythm, but I don't know if we can play it. Let me see if we can play it. Brookout. But yeah, let me see if I no, I can't DJ. I'm gonna leave it to Lisa B to come through next and bless us with some more throwback, classic dancehall, classic reggae coming through with the vibes. Today is a throwback old school Wednesday. So, excuse me, Thursday. So I really appreciate you watching and listening. Thank you, everybody watching online. The conversation continues tomorrow. Remember, you can catch me every Thursday, Friday, 1 to 2. Suzette Speaks Show Live. Thanks for listening, y'all. Thanks for listening. Listen, we could be here all day, but I got to go. I'll see you tomorrow, Thursdays and Fridays from 1 to 2. Thursdays and Fridays from 1 to 2. If y'all want me to go live outside of the radio, maybe I'll start doing that again. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and thank you to my mods, my moderators. I see you. Thank you, RM. Thank you so much, Doug, and everybody watching. I appreciate y'all. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.